Welcome to We Have a Lot of Board Games, so you get to listen to me talk about them. X and Writes. X and Writes are games where you do X and then you write, usually divided into Roll and Write, where you roll dice, or Flip and Write, where you flip one or more cards that tell you what you're allowed to write down on your turn. Here's some of our favorites. That's Pretty Clever, or Ganz schön clever if you speak German, which I don't. This dice drafting game has the active player rolling and picking her dice to use, but giving up all dice lower than its value, placing them on a literal silver platter printed in the box for other players to make use of instead. The main player then repeats this oh, there's the cat, she came to help. Cute. As I was saying, the main player then repeats this process 2 more times, and then play passes around to someone else. The main object is to use the numbers on the dice in the matching colored sections to fill in boxes, hopefully triggering chains of effects and scoring the maximum amount of points, or at least more than the other players. After 6 rounds of rolling dice, your board might look something like this. I don't know, I made these numbers up. You can then flip over to the back of the sheet and tally up your score. Good looking numbers, right? Nice. Next up is Rolling Realms, the first but very far from the last Stonemaier game I'm going to talk about on this channel. Jamie Stegmaier's 2020 Quarantine Project, a much more productive use of time than I made, is a roll and write game designed around turning the other games in the Stonemaier catalog into mini-games, which you play 3 of at a time using 9 separate die rolls, with each featuring unique scoring opportunities and providing resources that can be traded in for things like increasing or decreasing the value of a dice, duplicating numbers, or just getting more numbers to work with. This game comes with a solo mode that plays like a round of mini-golf, which feels very fitting to the theme, and if it's a theme you like, there's a whole library of other non-Stonemaier games which have been turned into mini-games, both officially and unofficially. Moving right into the realm of flippin' rights, we've got Flip Town. Yeehaw, partner! Get along, little doggies, out to the Old West, where we're using a deck of standard playing cards to help determine your actions, which is a feature I'm a huge fan of. You'll be doing everything from cattle rustling and train robbing to purchasing land from the general store, maybe even a little grave digging, as you use 1 card to determine which section of your map you'll be writing in, 1 to determine the options you have in that section, and 1 to add to your poker hand, which will resolve at the end of the round for additional money and points. But take care not to get your wanted level up too high, because you'll also have to contend with the Secret Sheriff card, and if his value is lower than your wanted level, you're headed off to the Slammer, or at least taking a penalty. This next flip and write is Welcome to Your Perfect Home. We've got a whole slew of varieties of this quaint little neighborhood builder, ranging from holidays to apocalyptic scenarios, but all of them feature the same core gameplay of flipping cards to give you pairs of house numbers and symbols, which you'll be applying to your neighborhood, keeping all the numbers on each street in ascending order, and taking penalties if you can't place a number. The symbols you take will allow you to gain extras like pools, parks, and especially fences, which help you build specific layouts to complete shared goals before your opponent. Finally, we come to my favorite X and Write, the flip and write game Hadrian's Wall. Emperor Hadrian's efforts to combat the invading Picts in 122 AD comes to life in this playable spreadsheet, in which you'll flip cards that either serve as your extra resources for the round or your in-game scoring goal. There's also a separate deck used to represent the general resources all players get, as well as specific factors like trade goods and gladiator strength. The game does a fairly comprehensive job of simulating a full town of people, which you'll be putting to work to gain favor with local politicians and religious figures, as well as constructing and manning the titular wall. Some of those people were definitely slaves, a part of the history of this game that it does not shy away from. Just looking at this one can cause some people's eyes to glaze over, but if you're willing to look past its historical themes and take the headfirst dive into this dense but beautifully illustrated behemoth, a wonderfully designed system of efficient resource utilization awaits you. And if that sounds like about as much fun as doing your taxes, I can't say I blame you.